1. From the root meaning make equal. Smooth out. Father of Macbena and Gibi. As these are possibly names of towns, however, Shiva was perhaps the father of those who settled there, or was himself the founder of these towns. Shiva's father Caleb Chiluba headed one of the three major divisions of Judah's descendants through Hezron. 1 Ch 2. 9, 48-50. 2. David's secretary. 2 Sa 20. 25. Caesareno. 2. Sheba-Shebaroth. Or, 7. A well that Isaac's servants dug, or dug, at Beersheba. GE 26. 32, 33. Compare 26. 18. They reported finding water there after concluding a covenant of peace with Abimelech the king of Gerar. Hence, Isaac named the well Sheba, referring to an oath or statement sworn to by 7 things. GE 26. 26-33 Abraham had similarly made a covenant with Abimelech, either this Philistine king or another having the same name or title. On that occasion Abimelech accepted 7 female lambs from the patriarch in evidence of Abraham's title to a controversial well, perhaps the same one that Isaac later named Sheba. By using Sheba, another form of the name Sheba, Isaac also apparently was preserving the name Beersheba, originally given to this place by Abraham. GE 21. 22-32. See Beersheba. Shibboleth Shib by middle.leth. The password used by the men of Gilead to identify Ephraimites who tried to flee across the Jordan. It means ear of grain or flowing stream. Escaping Ephraimites, during their conflict with Jephthah, gave themselves away to the Gileadite sentries at the fords of the Jordan by mispronouncing the initial sh sound of this password. They would say Sibboleth. JG 12. 4-6 Thus, it is evident that some variation of pronunciation existed among the tribes, even as in later times the Galileans had a manner of speech distinct from the Judeans. Compare Mount 26. 73. Lu 22. 59. Shield. See arms, armor. Sheol from Egyptian, meaning pond of horrors. Evidently the eastmost branch of the Nile River in the Delta region. Sheol, in its 4 occurrences in the Hebrew text, is always associated with Egypt. Jos 13. 3, branch of the Nile. 1 Ch 13. 5, river. Issa 23. 3. Ch 2. 18 While some commentators would equate it with the torrent valley of Egypt, New 34. 5, usually identified with the Wadi al-Arish, Sov Gaza, Jeremiah 2. 18 and Isaiah 23. 3 appear to link it more closely with Egypt and the Nile than was the case with this latter torrent valley, or Wadi. Particularly the Isaiah text with its reference to the seed of Sheol would seem to apply to a regularly flowing stream Nar-Middle.Ha rather than to a seasonal one Archel. For these reasons the Sheol, at least in these 2 texts, is more often identified with the eastmost arm of the Nile after it divides into several branches upon reaching the Delta region. This position might allow for its being referred to as in front of, that is, on the E of or to the E of Egypt, as at Joshua 13. 3. This latter text, however, forms part of the description of the O textoi acute Muritra longo, Sheol Ibnath 928 covenant up to Jerusalem and the congregating of the people in Solomon's day from the entering in of Hamath down to the torrent valley of Egypt. 1 Ch 13. 5. 1 Chi 8. 65 The explanation for this may be that in the latter case Solomon's time the account gives the practical boundaries of Israelite residence. The region between the Wadi al-Arish and the eastern arm of the Nile is basically desert territory and scrubland, so this Wadi, or torrent valley, fittingly marked the limit of territory suitable for Israelite inhabitation, whereas in the former case David's the description may be that of the entire region of Israelite activity, the region effectively dominated by David, which indeed ran to the border of Egypt. Even prior to David, King Saul had pursued the Amalekites as far as Shur, which is in front of Egypt 1 Sa 15. 7, and the dominion Solomon received through David is stated to have reached to the boundary of Egypt. 1 Chi 4. 21 So, even though the territory actually distributed to the Israelite tribes did not extend beyond the torrent valley of Egypt, This would not appear to argue against the identification of the Sheol with a branch of the Nile at Joshua 13. 3 and the river of Egypt at 1 Chronicles 13. 5. The word Sheol does not occur at Genesis 15. 18, where Jehovah promised Abraham the land from the river of Egypt to the great river, the river Euphrates. So, here also, there is a question as to whether the river form of Nile-Har of Egypt refers to some part of the Nile or to the torrent valley Nachal of Egypt, the Wadi al-Arish. The answer would depend upon whether Jehovah here described the actual area distributed as a tribal inheritance or referred to the whole region dominated by the Israelite kingdom at its greatest extent. If the former, then this text would likely apply to the Wadi al-Arish. If the latter, then to the Sheol. See Egypt, torrent valley of Sheol Ibnath. Eusebius and Jerome believe Sheol Ibnath originally constituted the name of two sites, Sheol and Labernath. However, it is apparently a river on Asher's boundary. Jos 19. 24-26. Some geographers